So can you just record the session? Start recording it. Yeah, great then. Thank you. So hi Abhi, how are you?
Yeah, Raj, I'm fine. Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
for
okay.
asking.
So I just make you presenter then. So hi everyone, good morning and good evening to every one of you. So this is going to be a masterclass for SAP TRM, where we have Abhi with us. He is having more than 18, 19 years of experience in different finance modules, especially the risk management. Okay, so he'll be taking up treasury and risk management in detail. He'll be telling more about himself rather than me. He has mentored lot many people in his organization and also outside his organization. He is serving as a solution architect here right now in one of the very big, company. So he'll be continuing with this one. Over to you, Abhi. Thank you so much. Abhi, are you there? Am I audible to you?
Okay. Sorry. I was talking in mute. Yeah,
Oh, okay, great.
hello everyone. I hope my screen is visible to you all right.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, I'm Avi. So, I'm having almost 20 years experience, overall experience I'm talking about. I started my career from the chartered accountant firm and then moved to banking and financial sectors. I was there with the various bank like ICICI Bank and other banks. So almost spent 6+ years into the various banking and financial sectors, and then I moved to SAP. So in SAP, it's almost been 14 plus years into the SAP. I'm working as a solution architecture of treasury and risk management and banking, especially banking, treasury and risk management. These are the areas of mine. Yes, along with the finance also. Uh, So I'm almost, we started this training in 2000, I think 2 years, almost 1.5 years is done. We train many people, like the people who are not from even SAP background, the people who are from FICO background. We train many people from the based online careers, and many of them now, they are working in various implementations or support projects based on their requirement of the organizations, or many of them switch to other companies and all. So uh, when I'm talking about the SAP S/4HANA Treasury and Risk Management, so I almost worked on all the areas of treasury. Right, when you're talking about the product group wise, so I work for money market, then forex along with the exposures and hedge management. Uh, Securities, like I worked in shares, mutual funds, bonds, PMS, and many other derivative products like interest rate swap, currency swap, futures, options, and currency options. This is another important derivative item. And trade finance, like corporate guarantee, bank guarantee, letter of credit, standby letter of credit. And I also equally worked in the analyzer part, especially the exposures and risk management, and market risk analyzer and the credit risk analyzer. So it's been many implementations. I mean, currently also, doing that implementation. Just now, few months back, one of the clients, very big client, we gone live for the treasury and risk management, and many Indian banks also. It's made sometimes what happened, there will be parallel multiple project to be going on, and you have to take care of that all the things. See, solution architecture doesn't mean like, I'll only take care of the, wherever there's an area. No, actually, I'm very hands-on with that. Mainly the areas I have to go and individually gather the information on the treasury part of it, because in any organization nowadays, if you see that, there would be not much treasury resources. So here, my role is going to a client, understand their requirement, do the hands, configuring the system, testing. Maybe some of the activities we may give it to our juniors to work on the especially documentation part of it. So that's all about me. So how about you? I mean, there are a lot of participants here. So you want me to, I don't wanted to spend time on to understand what's your background, all of it. So let me start with the directly like why SAP Treasury and Risk Management? Why not FI module? Because many people may think that what if you have an SAP instead of SAP Treasury Risk Management? Can't we do it the entire process in the SAP FI module? So the problem here is when you try to do from the SAP FI point of view, let's say if you think that okay, there is so many products, let's not implement in the treasury, implement in the SAP FI module. The problem here would be when you're trying to skip this particular module and think that you wanted to take leverage of the other product, then what will happen? You cannot map the organization structures. So when you're talking about the SAP Treasury and Risk Management, it's a complete not only a module, it's also talking about the entire organization structure into it. That means entire organization structure, entire business processes into that, into the treasury and risk management. That means we are not only implementing the product only. When I'm talking about the product, actually I'm talking about the various financial instruments associated with the SAP Treasury and Risk Management. Let's say when you're talking about the money market, we're talking about the banks. So banks, what they are dealing with, they are dealing with many products like let's say the current account to the corporates. They selling these loans, various loans like in the form of long-term loan, short-term loan, cash credit limit, overdraft facilities, and also they are selling in the package. The package is called the facilities. So so entire, not only entire the product we are configuring, but entire business processes. So when I'm talking about the business processes, I'm talking about the entire organization structure into the SAP Treasury module, which well that cannot be done in the other modules. So SAP S4 HANA Treasury and Risk Management, it's a complete solution package, for the Treasury department. It dedicated to the entire Treasury department as a whole. So let's talk about the so as I said, when you go, when you go to the many, client, we find that most of the cases we find they are doing the entire treasury operations into the Excel. See, till now, I tell you, because treasury model was there, before also, but what happened is the treasury module was not very popular at that point of time. When they were talking about, let's say, 8, 9 years back, it was not very, very popular. That's the reason I find many companies where the SAP has implemented the basic module FI, controlling, PP, SD, but still the treasury module has not been implemented because of the complications, or maybe that point of time you won't find there will be a lot of demand at this point of time, even though there are many companies who have implemented SAP Treasury, but there is no much demand in the Indian market and overall globally as well, because the complexity of the operations and all. That's the reason could be we find most of the places, most of the clients of ours, they're mostly doing their work in the Excel. And what happened when you're doing the Excel, it takes a lots of time to do, because most of their time it be spent on the maintaining those Excel, updating those Excel. Because let's talk about, let's say, any sort of investments. So they will maintain in the Excel and then will do all sort of, mark to market valuations or anything into the Excel. And there is no proper organization structures fit into that, because let's say 1 or 2% will be doing the entire activities. Let's say from all the point of view, there's no proper structure, organization structure when you talk about the organization structure of SAP TRM, we talk about this entire things like, your front office, back office. And since this has been done in the SAP, I mean, in the Excel, so definitely there will be not be any maker and shaker functionality as such. Because now what happened is, so when we go for the implementation, we find these are the challenges. There is no proper delegations of work. There's no approval mechanism at work, and all these activities, like all sort of valuations related to the treasury. Let's say we talk about any money market products. So we have various mechanisms called accrual and deferral posting, or mark to market valuation, security valuation, foreign exchange valuation, foreign currency valuation. So all these things they will be doing in various Excel. And believe me, the all this maintaining all this Excel is very tedious, and it's not only one. So in order to maintain one or two processes, they have an 20 to 25 different reports they generate to in the treasury module itself, and they are updating all these things manually into the different report of Excel and send it to their hiring authorities. That's how it's doing happening. Lots of manual intervention, hedge or exposures, because again those Excel based reports they are basically following it up, and all this data has to be fed manually based on the, let's say when you talk about the exposure data or hedge instrument item, they have to collect from the different emails to identify, okay, what is the amount, and if there is any change, month end calculations, what is the net settlement rate. So various tedious job, like this is a kind of never ending activities of the treasury. And as I said, is in closing period and activities very tedious. As I said, more than 20-25 reports every day. They have to go through that, modify it, update to send it to their hiring. I mean, next level of authorities do the things. All these things. These are the practical challenges we have seen that. Now, what happened is, like, now when you talk about, SAP's TRM solution, S/4HANA TRM solution, we can see this is basically the entire TRM solution we have, like, SAP's perspective. Now, the SAP Treasury and Risk Management, it's the border, way of saying that SAP FSCM part of that. And you can see these are the various, things like, example. It's not only we restrict it to treasury and risk management product or services only, because now to support this one we have got a many other things like SAP bank communication management. Now we have multi-bank connectivity which support the file handling. We have cash and liquidity management. uh, Payment bank communication is nothing but it's a kind of a bank communication. So this is an entire solution map for the SAP Treasury and Risk Management. I'm talking, these are the example of the on premises. Now, same thing, if you see that we have all these features available in the um SAP cloud, public cloud as well as private clouds. Now, what is the SAP's plan? Like, maybe after sometimes you may not see that SAP on suit on premises. SAP planning to do convert all these things into the SAP public cloud or the private cloud. This is the planning going on now. At this point of time, SAP public cloud, if you see that, you may not see much of the products available compared to the on premises. But yes, going forward, they plan to do everything. It would be at par with that. But the problem, the thing should be the public cloud or private cloud would be they're trying to make the process more standardized. It is not like, they are not going to accommodate more customized solution, more customized thing. So they're trying to harmonize the process, streamline the process. Maybe after some time you may see that the S/4HANA on premises would not be there in place. This public cloud or private cloud would be in place. Yeah. So apart from that, if you see that the most important of the treasury solution is in called bank and cash management and liquidity management. See, now the S/4HANA bank management solution, now the entire activities would be handled by the SAP Treasury team. right from the opening to bank account to closing of the bank account. Because even though if you see that previously also the entire licensing with the bank, team, open bank account, opening a current account, maintaining a relation with the bank. Like let's say if there is any loan requirement, there will be team from the treasury team who goes to the bank, collect the various quotations. So ultimately, these activities were from the beginning only doing by the treasury team only. But what happened in ACP ECC, you find that bank management was a part of like your IT operations, maybe some part, because all these configurations, bank account management, part of the configuration. When I'm talking about the ECC one, so here there you can go and maintain all the bank account via the configuration. Let's say bank key and bank account, all part of configuration. Now what happened is now the entire bank account management is not a part of any configuration anymore. Yeah, it's part of now user maintenance. That means a part of master data now. So now you may create this bank key maybe in the part of configuration, but what happened like in S4 HANA Fury, all these activities you can directly, the business user directly go and create in the various Fury app. So example here, let's say the bank key creation to bank master data creations, and it's not only the creation of the bank, the entire process of entire business process of bank account management, it's a part of master data. When I'm talking about the entire end-to-end process of bank account management, what I'm trying to say, let's say you open a bank account, and after some time you review and open and do all the transaction, and after some time you feel that, okay, I need to close the bank account, then there is a process, the closing process. So now the entire bank account management, it has an entire end-to-end process right from the opening bank account to closing of the bank account. What are the processes to be done? Because in SAP ECC, you may be seeing that there is no process was available for closing of the bank account. So what we normally do in the SAP ECC system, let's say if the your business is telling that like a particular bank account we don't want it to use after some time, or we no longer being used because we close the relation. So what we do, like we go to the configuration, and we remove the bank account number and put XSXX and remove the GL account. That was a process which has been followed. But now what happened? There is a process to be followed. Like we go to the bank, give a request of the closer of the bank, then bank will confirmation after checking all the balances, if there is any pending balances, or if there is any item pending from the client, and after they verify everything is fine, then they will send a notification, yes, you can able to close, and we are closing of this your bank account from so and so. And then based on the report, based on the information, you come to the bank account management Fury app, and from there you can close it. Now, along with that, SAP Treasury, when you're talking about the SAP Treasury solution, so its starting point of any treasury manager is to see the cash and liquidity management, because the team are involved in various making various payments and all these things. Because let's say today, tomorrow I have to make a payment of 10 million, so I have to go and check whether I have that much of balances are available or not. So if there is no balances from particular account, let's say I have a multiple bank account, so what solution I have? So SAP Cash and Liquidity Management now giving an option, like you can do the cash pooling or cash concentration. So what is the cash pooling? The cash pooling normally is a function like let's say you have an 50 different banks. So now every current account, right, there is a minimum quarterly average balance is required to be maintained. So over and above the after maintaining the minimum quarterly average balance, if there is an more than that amount, we'll pull it from that account and and concentrate into particular account. Let's say I have to make a payment from one account, so I'll pull all the money from the other bank where the minimum amount should be 10,000, and I over and above whatever balance is there, I'll pull it using the um, cash pooling or cash concentration functionality of the which is a part of now cash and liquidity management. This is one option, and another option is, of course, for every corporates, they are all, right, run on credit basis. So it's required that we observe that, it is not possible all the time your bank account having balances, or even if you do the cash pooling, may not see that there is a sufficient cash. So definitely there is a need of your all sort of working capital demand loan or CC limit or OD limit. So you can utilize that one as and when required, and when you receive the money from the client, customers, or various payment received from the various means at a point of time, you can what is that called, you can fill it up whatever being utilized from the account. Then cash and liquidity management in S4 HANA has been changed. It is no longer a part of the old the old process, like when I'm talking about the processes, like you maybe see in a SAP ECC system, there are FF7A, FF7B, that report, that wasn't report for to generate a report on the cash management. Now what happened, that report, if you see that FF7A, FF7B, that's more like a drill down report. You may not liking that, like in customer may not like that, because if they wanted to see certain thing, they have to click on tick tick tick, and then it will go to the account by account, they will show you the balances. So the reporting, the structure of FF7A, 7B, it's little bit, I will not say very very user friendly. So that's the reason SAP has come up with the SAP Cash Management Fury app, which is called the Cash Flow Analyzer app. The report is much more very user friendly. The report having a two different dimension of it means through two three different CDS view you can see under one report, cash flow analyzer. You can see the actual position, cash position, actual cash position, or liquidity forecast. All these three aspect of the things, you can see it in the single report. So that is what called, I mean, even in ECC, what happened, let's say when you're talking about the electronic bank statement, so when you receive an electronic bank statement, and now let's say you did not, I mean, the electronic bank statement did not post because of any rule might not have maintained or anything, because of it is not get posted, then what will happen? You would not see any cash position into that until unless the posting gets, I mean, the electronic bank statement gets posted to the system, the cash position do not update. So now what happened, and with the new S4 HANA cash and liquidity management, what happened is, even though the electronic bank statement do not get posted because of any posting key error or any other error, but still you can see the report into the cash management. The cash management report get updated even though the bank statement did not process. And also, yes, along with the cash and liquidity position, I mean, cash position, as I said, there are two CDS view. One is called cash position and actual cash position. Apart from that, there is another, CDS views for liquidity management. So liquidity management, it's basically nothing but your fund flow, your cash flow state, right? Like the way you have done your cash flow statement, indirect way, you can create the entire cash flow statement into the SAP using this liquidity function. Now, of course, there are a lot of derivation rule has to be created, but the basic reason is to that your fund flow, I mean, your not fund flow, your cash flow statement, indirect way, you can build it to the SAP using the liquidity management. Now, when you're talking about the SAP Treasury, so SAP Treasury broadly segregated into this, organization structure into three different buckets. You can see that front office, middle office, back office. So the front office, right? When you go to a bank, you may see that there is a people staff who are there in the office, in the bank, who will help you out to whether it's an deposit a check, to deposit a cash, to open a bank account, all these things. So the people who are there in the desk, they are called the front office team. So similarly in the other treasury organization also, the people who are in the front, they will what they will do, they will create all the deals into the system, and there will be a middle office team who actually work as an watchdog. I mean, basically they are the person who validate all sort of things. So let's say, I'm giving an one example. Let's say we are doing a kind of investment with the bank. Let's say 10 million investment with the in the form of a fixed deposit. Now, when you do such kind of agreement with the bank, so bank will provide you the terms and conditions, like what is the rate of interest, okay, and what is the amount, what is the tenure, like what is the start date and end date of that, whether the interest would be paid in, quarterly basis, half yearly basis, like compounding part of it. So all these things they would be giving in the writing. So what the middle office team will do, they will try to validate whatever the deals been created. Let's say that matter of fixed term deposit, they will try to validate those information as per the bank's agreement copy. So whether deals has been created by the so and so person, and who is the person who has created deal, whether it has been matching as per the agreement or not, whether the rate of interest whatever bank is given as per the agreement, whether the rate has been properly maintained or not, what is the interest calculation method they will be doing. So all these things they will try to validate, and once they find, okay, this is done, so that they will basically part of the team who takes care of the entire business processes of, I mean, entire validation process of it. And back office and accounting teams are almost same, because the back office team, what they do, they're more or less interested about the accounting part of it, and various payments, all sort of payment correspondence things. I mean, correspondence is one of the things, but basically the various payments to back office team. After you, let's say you come into the agreement of the, let's say you do the investment on so and so day. Now the back office team, how they work, I mean, now let's say Monday have to make the payment, so they will take care, like payment should go on time, so that bank will capture the transaction on the same date orders. So they will not only liaising with the bank, they are on liaising officer of the bank, but they also take care whether the accounting has been properly done or not. Whenever you do any sort of transaction, let's say you have an different scenarios. The scenarios in SAP TRM, we call it as a flow. So against the each flow, whether the accounting posting happen or not, so they will validate all sort of things, all the accounting posting, payment sort of things. So they are the part of all this. The back office team is which takes care of the all sort of payments and accounting of it. Now, as I said, now SAP Treasury, it's quite integrated with that. I mean, if you wanted to go with the SAP Cloud, see what is the advantage of the cloud version of it. I tell you, let's say when you take that on premises, you have a lot of direct expenses associated with that. Like you have to keep in your own IT team, right? You have to keep your own IT team. You have to hire a implementation team. You have to then hire a AMS support team. So there are a lot of and you have to make, I mean, you have to buy all your software hardware licenses, because that would be at your location only. So the advantage in the cloud is that in the cloud, all sort of cost, like your cost associated with the hardware, your servers, all the hardware cost, it would be part which would be borne by the SAP only. So what you have to take, let's say if I'm a company who thought of implementing SAP TRM, and I don't have an fund allocated for that. I mean, that huge fund takes, I mean, huge fund for maintaining that hardware component, implementation partner, or support AMS contract and all these things. Huge team to build internally, because nowadays you see that, I mean, all the companies, they have their internal team and an external team as well. So in the cloud, the best part is that it will work as a subscription of it. So let's say you have 100 users or let's say 100 users, uh, Treasury users, let's say. So you have to buy a subscription of it. Rest all the things would be part of the SAP, like your, you know, your hardware cost, your software, all these things should be it be at the SAP's disposal. Yes, you have to come with an agreement, like if there is any error, there will be AMS contract, but it would be much more at the lesser cost of it. But what the problem is, the SAP public cloud, it is not right now, it is not in very mature stage now. If any client is, if they think of going for the SAP treasury solution, the first thing we have to see that how many processes, because in the cloud, all the product types are not available in the cloud. There may be, some money market, some securities products are available, not all the things. But yes, going forward, SAP may come up with a solution, so they will include all the products. And also, whenever we go for the, any implementation, let's say we have to check that whether the company is following the standard process or not. If it is a lot of complex processes, then in that case, SAP Cloud would not be the first solution for me. It may be in that case, um, you know, they may go with not a public cloud, rather private cloud. If, as I said, public cloud will accommodate only 20 to 25% of your customization stuff. Remaining, if you have a more complex thing, then you only have a choice to go with the SAP on-premises. At this point of time, on-premises is the only option, because, as we see, many companies, they have a many complex solution of it. So this is when you're talking about the integration point of view. So in when I compare SAP ECC with S4 HANA solution, we find that in SAP ECC there are a lot of many things are there. Like, example, this call a transaction code called the to capture the offer. So what is that offer? Let's say you go to a bank, um, and you get a quotation from the different bank. Let's say from the either from the forex perspective, or let's say from the data investment perspective. Let me talk about, let's say, investment perspective. Let's say you, before doing the investment, let's say you have 10 million, you wanted to do an investment for 6 months, and you wanted to, before doing the investment with the bank, you try to get a quotation from the different bank. Let's say Standard Chartered Bank, or or let's say SBI, or you go to the Citibank, multiple banks. So from there, you come to know what is the base rate, who can provide the base rate, and you capture all this code in SAP's ECC called, there is a transaction code called offer. Okay, so now what happened? This transaction code has been obsolete. Now, if you try to execute this transaction of offer into the SAP, it will not work. So what is happening now? SAP has given another solution for that. It's saying that those offer transactions has been obsolete now. If you wanted to capture those offer, let's say forex offer, or or any investment offer, you have to go with the trading platform integration tool like 360T. So using the 360T, you can accommodate those offers, and not only that, investment offer, you can also get the various quotation for your FX products and all. So if you want it, then you have to go with this trading platform integration tool 360T. And again, this 360T, there's a separate team. They will come and implement these things. You have a market data. For the market data, what you do? What do you mean by market data? See, example, the market data are various your various exchange rates, right? Your basically, when you go for a implementation of TRM, you find that that your aim exchange rate type will not work alone. There would be B exchange rate type, then spot exchange rate type, weight average exchange. I mean, various other high, low, spot rate. I mean, other various rates also required. Now, how this rate will come into the system? So there is an, the solution given by the Reuters and Bloomberg. No, normally you find 90% people, will go with the Bloomberg solution. Many countries, what happened, the Bloomberg is not functioning, especially the countries like the Vietnams and other, the where you cannot see the Bloomberg is functioning. There, Reuters, Thomson Reuters is working. So if need this kind of, and any companies nowadays, whether you implementing treasury operation or not, but for their exchange rate updations or anything, so they normally go with any sort of solutions, to capture this, data on, monthly basis, weekly basis, quarterly basis. I mean, various fortnightly basis, right? So these are the solution to update the data, via the Bloomberg or Reuters. It will update to your system. Then there are SAP, when you're talking about the SAP Treasury solution, now as I said, FX management, data investment, correspondence framework, limit management, hedge risk management. These are all part of the solution. And also, like, when you, I mean, nowadays, wherever you go for the, they also have this IHC, process in place, in-house cash, bank statement monitoring, status management, signatory. So now what happened is, anyway, cash, in-house cash management is a separate part of it. But let's talk about the BCM. So when you're talking about the bank communication management, it has this functionality, like, your payment batching, your approval mechanism, your bank statement monitoring. Let's say how many statement has been processed successfully, how many statement are in error state. All these status you can see when you go to the bank statement monitoring. Of course, there should be some configuration required, but yes, the bank statement comes with the basic three things, like your bank statement monitoring, and then your status update, like, your, let's say, when you send a file to the bank, normally what happens, there will be two level of approval. Let's say level 0 and level 1. What is the level 0? So whenever you send any payment file for making a payment, the level 0, which takes care about your, uh, example, your, the whether the file format is correct or not. If not, let's say if the file which you've sent it is not correct, then bank will send that acknowledge, I mean, status, like, various status, like, whether the file format correct or not. If it's not correct, they said it's rejected. Rejection reason. So you can see that. But for that, of course, we have to load this Excel, load this payment file, the status file, to the SAP, and then you can see those status of this, I mean, status file of this your payment in the BNK Money. Apart from that, SAP, I mean, bank communication management, it, what it does, it will having an inbuilt, uh, uh, inbuilt workflow, like, approval mechanism in place. And also, the purpose, and another thing is the purpose of the BCM to manage the batching, that, your payment batching via the various rule you can set of it. You can define it, like, batch 1, batch 2, batch 3, where you need an approval mechanism, which payment batch should go without any auto approval. All these things would be there as part of BCM solution. Now come to the, yeah, as I said, SAP as a treasury solution. See, now nobody is going to take only the SAP treasury solution. They will always say, I need a in-house cash, I need an cash and liquidity management, because these are the very much required thing. Because before making payment, I would like to see in my dashboard whether I have a sufficient cash or not. What is the cash position of it? What is my liquidity forecast? So all these things they wanted to see. So now the S4 HANA solution having all these things, right from the S4 HANA hedge management cockpit to cash and liquidity management to the cash pooling, cash concentrations, reporting. Yes, of course, all these things you can see in the um, call in the Fury app, with a lot of, the decent way that the reports would look like. When you see the report, your ECC exposure and hedge management over the S4 HANA hedge management cockpit, you may see the S4 HANA hedge management cockpit report is much better shape, and it has a drill down features. If you wanted to go and see the report, like, how many, what are the hedging instrument I wanted to see. Okay, for this particular exposures, how much hedge and what are the hedging instrument. You need not to go and check to a different report. Where the single report hedge management cockpit, you have an option to drill down, and from there, you can see that what are the hedging instruments, what is the weighted average rate of this, all the hedging instrument, everything you can see it. So, 1 minute. So as we said, like, this is another slides I just wanted to see. I just wanted to show you that what is a, that how that entire organization structure, as I said, that your front office, middle office team, also already we discussed about this one. So these are called, now we'll go to these things called, SAP transaction overview. Maybe this slide is little old. Okay. So, whenever we're talking about the SAP transaction managers, so these are the things under the transaction management. The commodities are not there, but yes, it's a derivative instrument. So let me see if we have got a very right. So now you can see that these are the SAP Treasury overview. Like what are the things are there when you're talking about the treasury and risk management. It's so treasury and risk management. It's basically segregated into the two. One would call the treasury management, and another is called risk management. So the treasury, when you're talking about the treasury management, so we basically talk about the various financial instruments associated with the treasury. So what are the financial instruments? So basically, SAP has grouped those financial instruments under the various product group. I mean, how they have grouped, they have created various products. So what are those product groups? The product groups are, let's say, money market, foreign exchange, not loans. The loans are part of money market. So this is small changes. It should be derivative and securities and money market, foreign exchange, derivative, securities, and trade finance. So this is a small, it's a little older. So that's the reason. So here, instead of commodities, commodities are the part of, S4 HANA. It's a part of now derivative instrument. It will work similar like your how your foreign exchange product, like the forward contract, similar way. But you have to buy a separate licenses for that, separate node to be implemented for that. And there is a new addition, like commodities are not separate commodity, loans are not now different. There's no different for loan. All these loans products are part of now money market instruments, and all the commodities are now commodities as a part of, now it's a part of derivative instrument. So these are, like when you talk about the money market, what is the product type we can see there? So what is a money market? Money market related to a bank. So if you go to a bank, what are the products? They will the products should be available for the corporates. Let's say bank, what are the products they were selling it to here? They are corporates. The products are would be, let's say, current account, right? Then fixed deposits, commercial paper, then various facilities, and loan interest rate instruments. So these are the various products. Similarly, when you're talking about the foreign exchange, so what are the product type normally available for the foreign exchange? You have an spot transaction, you have a forward transactions, right? You also, there are many countries. What happen is NDF, they are dealing with the non-deliverable forwards. So this non-deliverable forward is not available in India, but maybe available in other countries. So in that case, they will go with their any foreign exchange solution, especially when you're talking about the foreign exchange solution like forward contract. These are part of your hedging instruments. So using this product type, you basically do your hedging. So similarly, many places what they do, they also go with the buy to do the hedging of the foreign currency risks or exchange rate risks. They either go with the forward contract or non-deliverable forward or currency options. So depending upon the which product is cheaper to them. Like whenever you buy, so normally we see the forward contract would come a little higher price than the non-deliverable forward or currency option. So depending on the situation and availability of the product, right? That your broker will give a suggestion. Okay, go with this one, and accordingly we'll take a call of that. Now loans now is not a different product altogether. Now previously there is a loan account management in SAP ECC. Now what SAP has done, they have removed. I mean, The product is still there, but if you want a loan account management, you have to take a separate licenses for that. But now the entire loan product, like interest rate instrument we call it, are the part of the money market instrument. And as I said, commodities is a part of now the derivative instrument. And securities, when you talk about the securities, we talk about the various products like your stocks, bonds, like non-convertible debentures. So all these things, mutual funds, everything you can map it under the securities module. So among all these modules, the securities module would be little complex in the sense because it has a lot of different way of doing the things, and various configurations are a little more, and valuations procedures also different than others. Now let's talk about the risk management part of it. When you talk about risk management part, we have a market risk analyzer, credit risk analyzer, portfolio analyzer, and reporting. So all these things are, I mean, it makes the entire S4 HANA solution a complete. It's not only talking about the financial instrument, but what are the the risks. I mean, when you were I mean, let's say the risk management tools also associated with the treasury management modules. So these are the various risk management module like market risk analyzer, credit risk analyzer, and portfolio analyzer. So another important part in the for treasury and risk management is called the business partner. So normally the business partner are not the normal business partner. We call them as an various roles because when you talk about the business partner, we normally think of it the business partner. I mean, normally the normal definition of the business partner, the partner to whom we are buying and selling the product type, right? Like you buying a raw material from your supplier and you're selling the finished goods. So these are called your general business partner. But when it comes to treasury, we come to know the different sort of partners, different sort of business partner with the role, different role. It's not a call customer or supplier like that. We call it as a very common business partner we use in treasury module called the counterparty BP. Counterparty BP role, issuer role, depositor role. These are the various roles which would be associated with the SAP Treasury. So when you're saying the counterparty refers to the other than your business partner. So what is the counterparty? The counterparty is in relation. Let's say when you're depositing money with a bank, are you buying any products? Of course, we are buying the financial instrument from the bank, but not our normal goods and services. So when you go to the business partner of Treasury, you may see two segment of it. One is called the general data segments and the company code segment. And in the company code segment, you can see there are different tabs. Like one is could be the bank tab. One would be the tab of, let's say, let me show something in the SAP system itself because so far we talk about many things from that. Let me just give me one moment. Let me open my server. So let me share my screen. Can you all see my screen? Is my screen visible to you all? Hello? Yes, no? Is my voice
Yes, sir.
audible to you all?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, audible, and
Yes.
can you see your screen?
Yeah, you can see my screen, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, okay. Thank you for the confirmation. Yes, so you can see that like these are the BP roles, and if you see this company code details, there are two segments. One is the general data segment and company code segment. And in the company code segment, if you see the tab, that would be entirely different from your normal business partner. You can see the SI payment details, SI correspondence, SI authorization, SI derived flows. So what is SI stand for? It's called the standing instructions. The payment details, the correspondence tab. The correspondence, what is that? It's an automatic process of doing the settlement of it. Authorizations, derived flow. So these are the various tabs you can see, and uh, this is the things, the screens, and because it depends on the, it is based on the how we require. Let's say if we, this is the particular SBI. Now let's say with SBI we only deal with the foreign exchange and money market. Okay, we are not dealing with any sort of derivative. Okay, let's say money market, foreign exchange. We are not buying any other transaction. Let's say trade finance sort of transaction with the thing. So if you define that, okay, let's say, we authorize to do that. Anyone trying to do any transaction of trade finance with this particular business partner, system will, give an error message saying that you have not given the authorization. So the authorization, it link with the, whether you are allowed to do the transaction with the business partner. And also you can give the details of these things, which currencies you wanted to deal. Let's say if you're doing any loans or any foreign exchange, you are dealing with that. Which are the foreign exchange currency? Let's say you're buying USD currency, yeah, I mean all other euro, all this currency details, everything you can give it. So once you define it, what will happen? So there is an option here. Using that one, you can automate, because when you create a deal, this information, it will get captured from the business partner and it will update automatically into the system. So let's talk about that system perspective. Let's we go to this SPRO transactions. So in the SPRO transaction, if you see here, this is our financial. Now the Treasury entire solution of the Treasury sits under the SAP FSCM. Now SAP FSCM is a very big one. Now it talks about your credit collection, dispute management, billers, direct, everything. Everything is, it's called the financial. I mean FSCM. FSCM. Also bank communication management, in-house cash, advanced payment management, treasury and risk management. So all these things you could see are the part of now SAP FSCM solution. Now under the FSCM solution, if you only looking for this SAP Treasury and Risk Management, you can see it here, and here you have this Transaction Manager. So in SAP, when you're talking about the SAP, before going to the organization, I mean configuration directly, you can see that the SAP under the Transaction Manager, you can see the organization structure, various organization structure. So what happened is, before we set up the entire, set up anything, the first setup we usually do in the SAP Treasury module is to set up your organization structure. So there are two organization structure. One would be at the organization general settings level, and another organization structure you could see that account determination level. So these organization structure, so they are very generic organization structure. Of course, it has a relevance. You can see the defined company code additional data. So SAP Treasury module cannot work alone. So before you implement the SAP Treasury or you will start doing the configuration, you have to always ensure that your enterprise structures, FI, your company code creation, your ledger settings, all has to be done. Uh, it has to be configured first. Only after that only you can, you can come and define your treasury organization structure. So your treasury organization structure mostly depend on the your company code organization structure layer, your company code creation, your credit control area, all this stuff. Because in SAP Treasury module also we will be using those your cost center accounting or the profit center accounting will be using. So that's the reason the organization structure when you're creating. So we have to ensure that first your basic organization structure from the controlling point of view, FI point of view, other setting, organization stretching, enterprise structure, all should be in place. Only then you can come here and do your basic organization structure. So as I said, the organization structure, the two segment of it, one is the generate data segment and another one is the account determination level organization structure, where you can see the valuation area, accounting code, assign accounting code and valuation area, initialization, parallel valuation. So these are all refers to how do you do the accounting of it. Because when you go for a implementation, so they will say that okay, they maybe in FI we have got a multiple non-leading ledgers, but we only need for the treasury to maybe IFRS and companies IFRS and another local gap. Only two books or three books of account we require. We don't require seven, eight books of account. So in that case, how you going to configure that we can see, that we can define it. As many as configuration valuation area we require, that we can go and define it here. And then it comes
Uh,
to
Sorry to interrupt. Can I ask one question in the middle if you have no
Mhm.
issues, please?
Please.
Yeah, actually, sorry to interrupt at all, but yeah, see,
Mhm.
I'm not from SAP background at any point of time. Like I don't have any experience in either FICO, either any other module. I'm just trying to get into the TRM directly. Since I've been working in the fund accounting team right now in the investment banking, so I don't know like how the SAP TRM directly I can get into that. Now, do you have any points over there?
Mhm.
Because it's
I
yeah.
I would like to answer these things at the end because I understand your point. So as I said earlier, uh, we are going in this program. We are going configuration from the scratch. We going to create the configuration. We understand the basic configurations of FI modules, controlling modules, and then we come and do the configurations of the treasury module. So of course, you even if you don't have background of it, you can join directly because we start the entire configuration from the scratch. So did I answer your question? And another reason is many places we've seen in my training, many people came from the either hardcore treasury, they don't have an experience to the SAP. So yes, they can learn from that. But at the same time, what my suggestion to you, what's the name by the way?
Yeah, sorry, I am Sugnan.
Okay, hi. So what my suggestion would be, you also after learning that thing, the suggestion would be if you also learn the SAP FICO module afterwards. For treasury perspective, I'm not saying this way, but later on, if you can also upgrade with after learning the treasury, upgrade to the SAP FICO module, that would be of great help for you. Yes, but yes, as I said, you can learn it because we are it from the scratch.
Okay, cool. Yeah, continue,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, so now after doing these things, you can see these are the various product we have discussed about that one, and these are the various risk management part of it. Your basic analyzer setting, So market risk analyzer, credit risk analyzer, portfolio, and accounting analyzer. Many of these things are there. So these are basically when you're talking about this money market, or these are the basically these all these things, whether it's a money market, uh, foreign exchange, or cities, trade finance. So trade finance is a recent inclusion. I mean, recently included in especially in 1511, I guess, right? 1509 or 1500. Okay, the first version. Anybody remember what is the first version of SAP S4HANA? 1509 or 1503? I don't remember, but yeah. So at that point of time, SAP come up with the solution of trade finance. In ECC, don't have an solution for the trade finance because see example if that point of time also what is the trade finance? So trade finance it's basically talking about that your product called letter of credit, standby letter of credit, bank guarantee, corporate guarantee, all sort of things are part of your trade finance. This trade finance module was not there in SAP ECC. Now in S4HANA, SAP has come up with a trade finance module. At that point in time, what people have done, so example, many clients of ours, where they need a solution because they are doing the LC, they need the bank guarantee. So we normally do enhancing. We copy some product type, do some enhancement of the product type, and give it to them, saying that this is the way it will work because we don't have a standard solution for that point of time. But now it has come with a solution. Now let's say even after this it has introduced in S4 HANA, it has been now extended folder in the SAP ECC as well. The customer who wanted to use, who has not been migrated to SAP S4 HANA yet, because SAP has given a timeline by 2030, I think 2030, they have to move their ECC solution to S4 HANA. Now the thing is, if the customer who wanted to use the standard solution of trade finance, they can go, they can, but they wanted to see, I mean, they wanted to utilize that. In that case, they have to upgrade their enhancement pack to uh, EHP 8, EHP 8 onwards, enhancement pack 8 onwards. They can use the trade finance module. Now, in the see letter of credit, it was a part once a point of time in the ECC time. It was a part of global GTS solution, global trade I mean services. Now SAP has removed that letter of credit functionality from the GTS product. Now GTS, they don't they trade finance. If you wanted to, if they wanted to use, they have to go with the implement SAP Treasury module to get the standard functionality of trade finance. Now, what is the basic analyzer module? So basic analyzer module is basically to evaluate how your investment is or how your market trend is. It is good to go with that. I mean, all sort of analysis. It would be part of your analyzer tools like your market risk analyzer, credit risk analyzer, your portfolio analyzer. What is a portfolio analyzer? You have a different portfolio of the product you wanted to evaluate, like whether the portfolio is a profit making, loss making. If it is continuous loss making, I'll discard it. Market risk analyzer is basically talking about all sort of evaluation based on the various market price and all. And the credit risk analyzer, it talks about the ring of the organization. Let's say if you want to do any investment with the bank, see, normally in the treasury module we have to deal with all sort of banks, like our banks or counterparty, we call it as a counterparty. So what will happen in that, we wanted to constantly monitor their performance, because you might have seen 4 5 years back there is an information came, like the US bank, the people who are invested money into the US bank, they all of a sudden they came to know that they cannot be able to do their transaction for 90 days. What happened? The RBI has done one kind of a preliminary investigation with the bank. They find that the yes bank, they are not disclosing their non-performing asset on properly, and that makes RBI to intervene. They find they need to do a audit check with their books of accounts and all. all sort of disclosures part, and that makes the moratorium clear. The RBI has put restrictions that no transaction can be done for 90 days. So in that case, let's say you are a corporate. Now, if you are in the position like you have done a huge investment in a bank, and where the maturity date is nearly, it has come, let's say next month, and you find all of a sudden you find that the bank has put a kind of a restriction, no transaction can be done. So it is very important for the bank to do monitor on the basis of the credit of the customer, because it is very important, to understand, to monitor the performance of the bank based on various probabilities or various understand what is their rating, constant rating, and based on the things they will try to make a restrictions, like, okay, we don't want to deal with these things, particular counterparty, or we try to reduce the number of transaction, we number of amount, the volume of amount, I mean volume of the transaction from that. So these kind of things, you can do it with the credit risk analyzer. So that's about, and all this, just an overview of this thing. So before I wind up session, anybody has got any doubt about anything, please feel free to ask.
Hey, hi, this
So
is Adi.
hi Arif.
So basically in TRM, you're not gonna cover the dispute management and biller direct, right? That is FSCM, right? It is part of FSCM, which is a greater module. This is like a subset of that, right? Am I clear, or you want me to repeat?
Yes, you're right. You're right, Arif. Since our module is SAP Treasury and Risk Management, so
Uh-huh.
we are not going to take care of entire FSCM module. If I have to take care of the different FSCM module,
Uh-huh.
because these are the different things. Biller direct, credit collection, dispute management.
Correct.
It's not a part of our course curriculum. Yes,
Okay. So
because
what about the
this course.
banking? What about the
Yes, bank is
banking?
a part of that. Yes, it's a part of that.
It's
We'll
a
take
part
care
of.
of the banking part of it. Yes.
Okay, so banking majorly you interact, you send like ACH wires and those kind of a stuff. You integrate with the bank and you send files to them, electronic files, and you receive confirmations and those files. That setup and configuration will be done in this course or no?
No, of course not. Because what you're talking about this, you're talking about this DME configurations, which is a part of
Correct.
FI now, right? See, tell
Right.
me, in any organization,
Uh-huh.
these activities would be part of, FI job on. Because in TRM, we may not use this payload file like this way. We may use the correspondence framework or other things. But when you're talking about the DME configurations
Uh-huh.
and all other stuff, payment file upload, so that
Correct.
wasn't predominantly done by the FI. I mean, comes under the FI. I mean, I'm not saying that it cannot be, but normally you see that these would be the part of FI curriculum, right? But
Mm-hmm.
yes, many people they don't know how the D structure. So we not going to cover here the all sort of data medium exchange, where to create, to show the file form and all,
Right.
because in Treasury
Different
we
file
may not
format, right?
require.
Yeah, I
No,
mean
no,
different
that is
file
not.
format. Bank needs the data to be in different file format and all, right?
Hmm.
So that
Correct.
setup and configuration you'll not do it, right?
No, no, no. We are not. No, that part DME. This is this product. We bring it for the SAP Treasury and Risk Management module. And as I said, we do not go with the route of payment file like that way, like the
Mm-hmm.
FI. Like you may be seen that in FI,
Mm-hmm.
if you make a vendor payment, customer payment receive, you may
Right.
go with the payment file configurations. No,
Correct.
we are not going to take care of, because SAP Treasury, there is an called empty messages which goes with the correspondence framework. So that is not required at all in Treasury module. Treasury
Okay.
module not work with this way it works for the SAP FI DMEs. It may not required. It's not required at all. We can configure without any setup, that is called correspondence framework, where we can send the messages and there is an inbuilt functionality available for the same.
Okay. So when you say a bank communication management, you send file
Mm.
and you receive the confirmation and your system gets updated, right? Every time, you send some files. I mean, even there are different instrument you said, right? How do you communicate just by the communication management itself, or do you have some different file setup where you send and bank sends the acknowledgement and there's a workflow setup and all that?
Arif, BCM end to end is not a part of this course, because
Okay.
if you looking for a BCM configurations, that's why we have mentioned BCM would be the part of overview session. Because we have the curriculum, if you see that SAP Treasury, I tell you, SAP Treasury, we have a extensive activities on the Treasury and risk management module. We'll not take care of BCM extensively and kind of overview session. Even same thing as an IHC, it would be overview session. But yes, I may come up with that if there is a demand for that, who only wanted to understand the SAP BCM, not the Treasury module. Maybe I am coming with another, course curriculum where we'll talk about the cash management and BCM. So there we're going to discuss extensively on this part.
Yeah, when you say a BCM, I mean, then probably that bank DME setup and all would be, part of it, right? That's what you're saying?
Correct, correct. But yeah, yeah. So again, as I said, like, we may not able to do the see now what happened is, uh, okay, yes, you're right. If BCM would be there, so there I'll take care of the DME part of it. Yes.
Correct, because that's important, I mean, the electronic bank statement, right? You receive after you make that payments and all, the EBS comes in and, it clears the documents, right? Which has been made, the payment has
Arif,
been made
most
or
of the
whatever.
cases you're talking about, this one, it's a part of FI team,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I know
Uh,
FIT, but those are all, DME, and then it comes with the EBS and it clears the, transactions what have been posted, right? So that, yeah, I mean, those
so that
module
would be
like
part of my new course called the cash management with the BCM. Yes.
yeah, that I think definitely that would be the interesting one because this is like really very niche when it comes to the treasury management when you've been like dealing with the all the commodities and those finance instruments and all. Yeah, definitely it is like very niche to the companies, but bank management is very highly extensively used, right? Which you rightly said, it is part of the FI, but again, that is like not too many people like who is completely aware of this banking
Correct.
communication, right? Yeah.
Yes, yes, you're right. Many people are not aware about that. Yes, you're
Yes,
right.
yes. And given the Fury, there are a lot of change, as you said before. It was like the configuration. Now it has been changed as a master data, right? The bank config itself, the bank master data, and all that, right?
Yes,
So
yes,
that has been brought up in the S4 HANA changes. I agree.
yes, yes.
All
You're
right,
right.
good, good, good. And do you have anything which is? I think I will discuss with Sana regarding the courses what you carry in terms of dispute management and which is part of TRM and
No,
the
TRM, I tell you, dispute management, credit management, collection management, it's
Mhm.
not again the part of treasury management
Correct, correct. It is
because
FSCM, Financial Supply Chain
especially
Management
in,
System.
no, financial supply chain management, everything now, everything, but credit collection dispute is a separate course.
Uh-huh.
Maybe depending on the number of students, maybe I will come up with a maybe later
Uh-huh.
the credit collection dispute management. As I said, even in-house also I'm trying to bring. I'm trying to right now in the testing phase of it because many people don't know in-house cash. So these are
In-house
all
cash,
separate
yes.
module,
Uh-huh.
in-house separate module altogether.
Uh-huh.
When you're talking about the system configuration point of view,
Hmm.
maybe we are right now building up the things. So once the course launch, we'll let you know.
Yes, because you know what, I mean, definitely this treasury and risk management, this is very niche, but when it comes to banking and those dispute, those are commonly and pretty much every client you go, you see this kind of implemented, right? Which is part of somewhat closely to FI and then FSCM for the customers, right? Disputes and all. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Arnoy Roy, you raise your hand, right? Thank you. Yeah, you want to say
Yeah,
something?
yeah, yeah. Hi, Avi. Just I have
Hi.
just only two questions. Like as you're mentioning, like the in-house cash is just giving the overview. But I have some limited experience in working with the treasury. I don't have much exposure. So what happens is that I see that in case of the IHC that we are using the payment order, and in case of the treasury also, I think treasury payment is also done through payment order. As per I know, maybe I'm wrong,
No, no,
but
no, no. It's a payment request. Payment request. Payment
sorry,
order
sorry,
will
sorry,
not be. Payment
payment
request
request,
will
right?
not be. Payment order only applicable for the IHC. Yes. From payment
Oh,
order
payment
to
order.
convert
Okay,
to payment request. But in treasury, it's only the payment request. No payment order gets generated in any of the treasury functionalities.
okay, okay.
Because in
So
treasury
in
we are using payment request configurations, and based on that, if any transaction get posted, we have a separate way to handle that one. So it is only payment request, not the payment order. As you see in the IHC, we extensively use the payment order concept, especially all the scenarios when you're talking about the POBO, intercompany netting or robo or manual order. Yes. So that is not
yeah,
the part of this curriculum of this year. Yeah. Only the
okay.
overview session.
Only the overview session. And one more thing is that like actually I want to know like say I go through this course. Say what happens. Say it will be lasting for say 2 months. I'm just saying. And after that, currently I'm working in a project and this doesn't have the TRM. So is that happened like after 6 months or 7 months, I'll forget everything. So I just want to like how
No,
to
no,
move
Arnay Roy, the
because
question is
because
every
in my last
time.
project, yeah, yeah, in my last project they are using the TRM. So from there I just worked some 2 to 3 months. My interest was there, but in what happens in the IT industry, so that project is gone from my company. So it's gone for different company. Now currently I'm in a different project, and that project doesn't have the TRM. So that's my concern. Is like, yeah, I can work, and I can spend some money and spend my time also to learn this course. But say after I learn, and if I not used to work with those kind of project, so what will happen? So that's the concern I have actually.
So can I answer your question? I understand. You
Yeah,
can do
sure,
one thing. The anybody in this forum, if you feel that your piece is good, super, you can send your resume to me. Okay. For the treasury I'm talking about, we have a lot of requirement even in my company as well. So only the thing is, you take care of the learning part of it. I take care of your placement part of it. Means at least I mean, set up your interviews in my company or my friend's company. That is not the problem. If you wish
okay,
to change your job, because
yeah,
see
yeah,
what
no,
happened, if you wanted to stick, because many people wanted to stick in the same company. So if you learn today, if let's say there is no project till 2 years, so again what decision you have to take. This is up to you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, I got it. Yeah, yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Any other? So I feel nobody has any question. Then we can uh, wind up the session here. SAP TRM or SAP FICO, which is the best? Say example, if you don't know, if you very freshest to SAP, and if you feel that then I would say to start up SAP FICO would be the best. But now there is a boom in SAP Treasury market. If you know the SAP TRM, a lot of chances that you can get a job easily. But when you learn SAP FICO, you feel that for one FICO position, there would be 50,000 position. I mean, 50,000 people who would be your competitor. Because now SAP FICO can learn, anyone can learn. A lot of freshers are there. Lots of uh, competitions are there in the SAP FICO, I would say. Samarpan Datta, did I answer your question? But at the same time, as I said, as you're freshers, a lot of places there are a lot of openings, but treasury market is also very demanding now. It's up to you, your choice, how you wanted to go. Who raised the hand? Let me see that. Sandeep Ghosh. Yeah, please, please.
Yeah, hi. Abhi, actually, I'm in a project. It's been close
Sandeep Ghosh,
to
right? Sorry, I pronounced your name
yes,
Sandeep.
yes.
No, yes,
No,
yeah.
it's okay. Can you hear me right?
Yes, yes, Sudeep, I can.
Yes. So I'm in a project since last almost like 6, 7 odd months now. Uh, so it's a product-based company now. Thing is, they have, I mean, they are adapted TRM, but a lot of customization happens in their system. Now, having said that, it's little, sometimes it creates little chaos because suppose what we are learning here, or even my previous videos, what I have learned from YouTube or other sources, what I have observed in my current company, for every single thing in TRM, which is in SAP language, what they call standard, so they have customized each and everything, and the whole story, it has been changed over here. So, how, I mean, my question is, can I come up with my daily things, like whatever I'm handling in a day in day out at my company right now? Because there are
Yes.
many things. I'm new to this TRM profile, and I didn't have any SAP exposure or experience previously. This is the first time I'm working in SAP. So there are many challenges I'm facing. So I think I had a word with you a couple of days back regarding the same.
Yeah, yeah. Sudeep, so what the point here is, see, customization is something you have to understand from the, if you know the business processes, maybe as I said, let's say your customer is coming from the ECC era. So that point
Mhm.
of time, many product was not there in SAP, SAP portfolio, SAP Treasury Risk Management, especially as I'm saying, in the let's say the letter of credit or bank guarantee. Yeah. So that reason you may see let a lot of customization. Another thing is SAP still do not have any solution, especially that call uh, fair value hedging, net investment hedging. There is no solution at that. So that is the reason there may be customizations being done. But if you understand the basic part of it, you may be in a position after some time, maybe it will not come immediately because you have to understand the product wise. See example here in SAP TRM, we're giving more focus to understand the product, how it works. So if you understand the configuration basic, and when you're comparing the purpose of the configuration, you can see that what is the new features has come, which can replace your customization part of it. And yes, there are certain things, as I said, the balance sheet hedge or fair value hedge or net investment hedge. The solution is not been it's not available to the SAP. So maybe that point of time, even the customization being done, so that may be that may be there, that would be fine. But at the same time, I mean, the product which is available, if you know the product functionality, what extent, what features has given, Maybe using this one, using the standard functionality of SAP, maybe tomorrow you would be in a position that you can suggest your client to go with the standard. But provided you understand the features, what functionalities are able in SAP. Yeah.
Actually, let me put a question this way. So I'm asking things about Bloomberg, let's say, because at my organization we use Bloomberg sources. Earlier it was Thomson Reuters, but now we are using Bloomberg sources. Now, so every time we receive files from Bloomberg, right, like for different rates, interest rate or
Sudeep,
swap rates
no,
or
Sudeep, sorry. Those kind of specific
yeah,
questions, no, you can talk to me because maybe there are other people. Because let's talk, because when you're talking about this kind of solution, maybe custom solution definitely required. Maybe we can discuss offline. Because let's talk about
all
if
right,
you have
all
got anything from the treasury product portfolio of the treasury product, you can tell me. But the customization of the Bloomberg to receive the file from the customer from the SAP Bloomberg to SAP, that always require some sort of customization enhancement. There's no doubt about that because you have build a program to receiving those data into your tables.
right. No, what I was asking is like, do we get any training regarding Bloomberg as well? Because the basic is actually
No,
good
Bloomberg is a
info.
separate team altogether will come, right? See, what happened is
Mm,
Bloomberg, there is a separate implementation team who will give the data. It will come. Then you have
okay,
to see Bloomberg, no training required, right? You only need your developer to build a program to receive the data using the standard
okay,
mapping.
Okay.
We don't
Fine,
need
no worries.
anything.
I'll
We only
yeah.
build you only build a program to receive the file and put it into the custom table. That's it.
Okay.
It's an entirely technical stuff. Only you have to you have to
understood.
find a BAPI and you have to design your functional design, say that this file based on this, it has to be come to the this table, TICA table.
Mhm. All right,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, I think it's yeah, you're welcome. uh, Perumal Srinivas, and then who else? Samarpan Datta. Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, please tell me, Perumal.
Hi, Avi. I'm Samarpan.
Hi. Yeah, yeah. Hi,
Actually,
Samarpan. Tell me.
yeah, actually currently I'm a FICO and BCM consultant. So just my question is, can you give me some overview regarding the MBC because I don't have any experience in MBC. So is it possible?
See,
Just asking.
no, no. I will. He will not take care of the MBC in these things. And MBC, another thing is, MBC is not an end-to-end product. It's a kind of an product for file handling. So, example, in previously what happened when you send the payment file to the bank, you always need a middleware team to push the file and send it to the bank server, right, to the location. That was the
Correct.
functionality. But now what happened, you no need to use any middleware team. So what happened, the moment DME gets generated in the system, ACP has gotten end-to-end solutions to send the file directly from the after DME, whatever the file location you maintain, from there it will pick the file, and it has got a two different servers, so where it will go and encrypt it and then send it to the bank server.
So can we say ki it is a host to host connection or something like this?
Correct, correct, correct.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Avi. And I'm also looking
Yeah,
for
you're
your
welcome.
management course actually, to be very honest.
Cash management course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We will be soon. We'll be having a demo on that. Yes,
Please let me know.
sure, sure.
Thank you, Avi.
Perimal Srinivas, I think is left. Perimal Srinivas. Yeah. Hi,
So,
hi,
Abhi, when you
Srinivas.
say a cash management, you will include the banking setup, right? End-to-end banking stuff there.
Banking stuff means what? What is your point? Could you please tell me?
When you say a cash management, that's where you include your banking DME setup and
Yes,
communication
yes, yes.
setup
You're right. You're
from
right. You're
from
right.
DME to the
Right.
bank, and you will be, I mean, EBS will be part of it, right? So,
Yes,
correct?
yes. EBS would be part of it. Correct.
All right, sounds good. And do we have the logbox as well set up or no?
Yes, yes. Logbox also would be there.
Awesome, awesome. That will definitely will be interesting, Yes.
Hmm, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Perumal, you want to say something? Your voice is stuck. I mean, I don't know. I can see that we have given you the mic. No, no. I think yeah. Sudeep, yeah. Anybody apart that? Any question? I can see only Sudeep has raised a hand. Yeah, Sudeep. You still have a question now?
No, no, it was by mistake. It's okay.
Okay, okay, got it. So, Sana, we can wind up the session here, or if nobody has any question.
Hi, am I audible?
Yeah,
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 Abhi?
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
Perumal.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, since I come from more a technical, I'm more an ABAP right now on a TRM project. So I'm just coming to know that everything is a new concept. So in coming into functional as a TRM, do you tend to use every of the functionality module, or it is only going to be certain part that you will
No,
tend
no.
to
All the
implement?
modules, all the product groups we are touching upon,
Yeah,
right
yeah, but
from the money market. I think the
mhm,
course curriculum, you can see that we are
yeah.
touching upon all the product type, all the product group, because there are so many product type, but most commonly product type which has been used, all we have covered.
So by going through this, I will be more also clear on the business process by itself, or that's something.
Yes, yes, of course, of course. This training is not only the configurations and all. We talk about the business processes, we talk about the reporting, we talk about the accounting of it.
Okay, fine. Okay, thank you.
Uh, so I think that's all for today. So Sana, we can wind up the session because I couldn't see anybody has got any turn now. So thank you everyone for joining because I feel all the question has been answered. Nobody has raised the questions, raised their hand for any open questions and anything. So that's all. So we can wind up the
Yeah.
session here then.
Thank you, Abhi. Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Abhi.
Hello, Sana. Sana, are you there? Hello.